Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video, we are going to know about a landmark development that has significant implications for consumer rights, public policy, and infrastructure management in India. The recent High Court order directing the National Highways Authority of India (NHAI) to reduce toll tax by 80% on poorly maintained highways. This decision, announced in 2025, has generated widespread debate in the media, academic circles, and among the general public. It is a clear example of judicial intervention aimed at ensuring that public services, in this case road infrastructure, are delivered at a standard commensurate with the fees charged. Essentially, the order mandates that if a highway fails to meet prescribed maintenance and quality standards, the toll charges levied on its users must be drastically reduced by 80% to reflect the subpar condition of the road. The significance of this ruling lies in its direct impact on millions of commuters and the commercial transport sector, which have long voiced concerns about exorbitant toll fees on highways that are often riddled with potholes, inadequate signage, and other maintenance issues. Historically, many highways in India have been poorly maintained despite high toll taxes, creating a disconnect between the fees collected and the quality of services provided. The High Court, taking cognizance of these persistent grievances and backed by numerous consumer complaints and detailed inspection reports, has now stepped in to correct this imbalance. This move not only protects the rights of road users but also compels the NHAI to improve its maintenance practices. The origins of this issue stretch back several years. There has been a consistent pattern of delayed maintenance and inadequate infrastructure management on many of India's national highways. Over time, as the volume of road traffic increased and commercial activities expanded, the inadequacies of the system became more pronounced. Public outcry grew as commuters, transport companies, and local businesses found themselves burdened by high toll charges without receiving the quality of service that was expected. In response, various petitions were filed in the high courts by aggrieved citizens and consumer rights organizations. These legal challenges were based on the principle that toll taxes should be proportional to the services rendered, namely, the quality and safety of the roads. After extensive hearings, the court scrutinized inspection reports, expert testimonies, and empirical data on highway conditions, ultimately concluding that a significant reduction in toll taxes was justified on poorly maintained highways. To understand this decision fully, it is important to define some key terms. The term toll tax refers to the fee that road users pay for utilizing highways. Ideally, these fees are meant to fund road maintenance and infrastructural improvements. However, when the quality of the road does not match the toll being charged, it becomes a matter of public injustice. In this context, poorly maintained highways are those that fail to meet established standards of road quality, safety, and overall usability. The NHAI, which is responsible for the construction, maintenance, and management of national highways, is at the center of this controversy. The directive to reduce toll taxes by 80% on these roads is a judicial mandate aimed at ensuring that toll fees are reflective of the actual services provided. Let's look at some of the figures and numerical data associated with this development. The 80% reduction is a substantial figure, emphasizing the court's strong stance on this issue. This percentage was determined after a careful evaluation of toll tax collections compared to the actual maintenance expenditures and the quality of highway infrastructure, which in many cases is found to be lacking. While the specific criteria for poorly maintained may vary by region, the overall goal is to achieve 100% alignment between toll fees and road quality. This reduction is not just symbolic, it is expected to bring immediate financial relief to daily commuters and commercial transport operators who have been disproportionately affected by high toll costs on substandard roads. The order was announced in early 2025, and the government is expected to implement the revised toll policy across all affected highways by the end of the first quarter of 2025. From a technical perspective, the implementation of this order will require a coordinated effort. The NHAI will need to conduct comprehensive inspections of highways to determine which roads qualify as poorly maintained. This involves assessing various parameters such as road surface conditions, safety features, availability of proper signage, and overall infrastructure quality. Once these roads are identified, the new toll rates will be recalibrated to reflect the lower quality of service. This process is expected to involve the use of advanced monitoring systems, periodic audits, and real-time data analytics to ensure compliance with the court's directive. The technical know-how required here is significant, as it involves integrating data from multiple sources and updating toll collection systems across a vast network of highways that span the entire country. The broader implications of this decision are multifaceted. Economically, a reduction in toll charges on poorly maintained highways could lead to lower transportation costs, which in turn might boost trade and commerce, particularly for small and medium-sized enterprises that rely heavily on road transport. Socially, this move is a step towards greater accountability and consumer protection. It ensures that taxpayers are not overcharged for public services that are substandard, thereby contributing to social justice and equity. Politically, the decision reinforces the role of the judiciary as a guardian of public interests, capable of challenging administrative practices that are out of step with the needs of the people. This judicial intervention might also set a precedent for other sectors where the quality of public services does not align with the fees or taxes imposed by the government. For those preparing for competitive exams, it is crucial to understand the technical, numerical, and conceptual aspects of this policy change. Key points include the definition of toll tax and its intended purpose, the criteria used to classify highways as poorly maintained, and the significant 80% reduction in toll charges mandated by the court. You should also be familiar with the historical context that led to this ruling, including years of public discontent and legal challenges. Moreover, understanding the operational details, such as the use of advanced monitoring and auditing systems, is essential for answering questions on public policy and administrative reforms. Additionally, it is important to be aware of the broader socio-economic impacts, such as reduced transportation costs and enhanced accountability in public service delivery. The location and scope of this directive are nationwide, affecting highways across India. However, the impact is expected to be most pronounced in regions where road maintenance has historically lagged, often in rural or less economically developed areas. The decision has been made in the interest of all Indian citizens, ensuring that every road user is treated fairly and that public funds collected through toll taxes are used effectively for road maintenance. This move also underscores the government's commitment to improving infrastructure quality, which is a key priority in India's development agenda. Key persons involved in this process include the High Court judges who issued the directive, senior NHAI officials responsible for implementation, and policymakers in the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Their statements and press releases have been widely covered by reputable sources such as The Hindu, Times of India, and various national news channels. The decision is also supported by data from independent audits and reports from consumer rights organizations, which have long criticized the disparity between toll charges and the quality of highway infrastructure. In summary, the Supreme Court's order to reduce toll tax by 80% on poorly maintained highways represents a significant judicial intervention aimed at ensuring that road users receive fair value for their toll expenditures. This directive addresses long-standing issues in the management of India's highway infrastructure, where high toll taxes have not been matched by adequate maintenance and service quality. By enforcing a substantial reduction in toll charges on substandard roads, the court is not only alleviating the financial burden on commuters and commercial operators but also compelling the NHAI to enhance its maintenance practices. For competitive exam aspirants, this topic is a prime example of how judicial decisions can impact public policy, infrastructure management, and social equity. It is essential to understand the definitions, figures, timelines, and technical details associated with this ruling, as well as its broader implications for economic growth, consumer protection, and governance. As you prepare for your exams, focus on the multidimensional aspects of this development, from its historical origins and technical execution to its strategic significance for the nation's future. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given hot and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.